Good morning, good afternoon, good evening wherever you are. The stream is about to start. Grab your favorite drink. Sit back and relax. You're chilling with HexAsians. With your host, Crypto Vince, Uncle Kevin Hex, and Middle Class Working Man.
HexAsians, nice.
Konnichiwa! Konnichiwa! Emotional damage. Give me sushi!
Konnichiwa.
How's it going?
Namaste, HexAsians. How's everyone? How's everyone doing? And
All good on this side.
Same here.
My internet is still messed up, so I will keep my camera off. And anyways, nobody wants to see my ugly face. But so I like this photo of me. This is like 10 years old. 10-year challenge. I look quite handsome. And good morning to those listening in from the US. I see Tic Tac Crypto, our regular Alan Fizame. We have Footsteps, Avalon, and Hexon Air. I think Hexon Air was the first to comment, but no prizes for that. And as you know, the drill, like, let us know in chat what you guys are drinking. I was drinking some berry juice. uh, I don't know. Did I share the
You did. Do you want me to
photo?
bring that up?
Like,
The
I think I
acai?
shared it on.
All right, let's have a look.
Yeah, I'll send it.
Hold on. There we go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So this was the berry company. Acai. Now acai is a special berry found in Brazil, and I think guarana is also a fruit from Brazil. So quite a Brazilian.
Nice.
Well, I like to say what's up to everybody out in Vegas getting ready to take
Oh, that's
part in the
right.
golf tournament. So everybody have fun out there, be safe, and enjoy the clean balls and shiny shafts.
Yeah, that's really good. Just going through the chats at the moment. We've got 9 viewers. It's definitely a bear market. That's all good. Hey, I just wanted to ask. Actually, no, I lost my chain of thoughts. Actually, no, I remember now. Hey, D, did you not say that there's a Indian festival? Oh no, he's gone. Don't worry.
Oh snap! He went to the festival.
He went. No, he's gone. That's all good. Someone's doing a denial of service attack on his connection every time he tries to speak anyway. So it's hilarious.
Yep. Another thing is congratulations to Dipcatcher and Gold Key on the successful launch of Team and the Perpetuals. That was pretty good. So load up on your Hex, take part in the Perpetuals if you think that's advantageous to you, and maybe even mint some Team.
Oh, you okay, D? Nope.
Yeah,
Oh, there he is.
like I said, I've been forsaken.
That's okay. I just wanted to say, would you like to introduce the festival this week that you've mentioned about earlier?
Yeah, so today is like it's a 14-day festival. It's called Ganeshotsav, or the fest. Utsav itself means festival, so Ganesh festival. Uh, I guess it's the most famous Indian god of all amongst Westerners, like the one with the elephant head. At least people know. So if you search for Ganesh festival, Mumbai, because it's the biggest festival in Mumbai, which is the financial capital of India. So it's the real city that matters. And the thing is, it was started as a part of the freedom struggle in India. So Ganesh festival was one of the kind of a reason for people to get together and have these kind of huge rallies, if you can see. Um, so that's how things are.
It's a lot of people.
Wow.
Yeah. So it. So yeah, so it's the biggest festival, and there is a lot of dancing and music and what sort. What. So yeah, for those listening from India, happy Ganesh Utsav for everyone. Hmm, but yeah, it's not been such a happy time for crypto markets as well as the legacy markets, I guess. I think like think everybody must have read the news about the Bed Bath and Beyond CFO who jumped off. So may his soul rest in peace. So yeah, going to get it's bad. That's the thing. Like people, it's not just the financial troubles. The whole over the past 2 years, I guess, like the world has been under stress, and these kind of small things kind of trigger depression and suicidal thoughts, and it's quite difficult to manage on your own. So I Matty Allen already has kind of set up a helpline for people who are feeling kind of depressed. I think crypto saves lives.com or something, where you can contact them and they'll try to help you out. But if you are feeling depressed, please seek professional help, because it's not just your thoughts, like your uh, whole chemistry of your brain changes, and it is not going to, you cannot do it on your own. So yeah, Alan So sorry for that. Maybe you can go back to one of my old streams and watch it. uh, but
You know, people want stuff that they cannot get, right? So your supply is
yeah,
low, people want it. There you go.
yeah. Uh, so other than that, yeah, try. Yeah, it's going to be testing times right now, and I think Bitcoin hit near 19K again. So yeah, I hope that we find support there. Otherwise, yeah, I really don't like. I don't care if Bitcoin goes down to 11K, but I really don't want it to go down that low, because yeah, a lot of people are going to suffer a lot if that happens. So I don't want people to suffer, but I think it may be inevitable. So, but for us, it doesn't matter. I like we have already staked out for 2 to 3 years. I hope so. So we are just watching. Nothing left to do in our hands. Plus, we have so many new things coming up. We will talk about Maximus DAO in a little while, and their new tokens, how these things work out. But one thing, a little bit of cure for Bearmarketitis. First, have a good diet. Make sure you are getting your vitamin D and getting enough sunlight. As therefore, vitamin D. Make sure you're getting at least 37 minutes of exercise, which minimum should be like walking. So at least you should be walking 37 minutes a day, which should be good for your health. And yeah, if you are feeling low, my, my Twitter DMs are always open. And I don't think anybody would want to talk to me as such. Twitter as well as Telegram, uh, DMs are open. Other than that, nothing much to say.
Are you going to shill your badminton course?
Not yet, not yet.
Not yet. Okay. So pay good.
We
Not
forgot
yet.
to mention. I rather. I forgot
You got a
like
new racket?
to mention the good news. Like the we have finally captured the domain HexAsians.com. So right now we are working on. To be more exact, Uncle Kevin is working on it as parked it. So we have some plans for it. Hopefully, he'll take some time out to build upon that. Let's see how it goes. So soon we will be shilling hexasians.com. We already have merch. We are kind of having, and that to two websites, Susan Art and as well as
Hex
Hex
merch.
merch. Yeah. Now the thing is, I personally don't like shilling merch, but the thing is, it wasn't us. It was people who demanded a Hexations merch, and we like and I am Motley and Susan. They made it happen. Uh, and special thanks to Crypto King for doing that as well.
Yep.
So
Yeah, it's great to, we have so many Hexicans that love our show, and we've had a great effect. I mean, we even had Richard Hart shout us out a few times, so that's going to go down in history as, they're always going to remember the Konichiwa. the good times we have on the show with the food and the different, the festivals that D likes to talk about and the jokes that we always got going on HexAsians. It's just we've set a mark in the community, so it's for positivity within the community, and that's going to be an awesome. Suzanne's hoodie is going to be awesome.
Yeah, can't wait.
I hope somebody wears it to the Vegas meetup. I don't know whether if anybody is going there. To be exact, at the Pulse Masters tours, like
Yep.
I hope
I know
somebody
she's
is
going to
wearing.
be. Yeah, I know she's going to showcase like a fashion show with all of her. Most of it is like the Pulse Chain and Hex logos. She doesn't have the HexAsian one. She'll be getting us a sample on the website probably late October. She told me after PostCon, so be on the lookout.
Yeah, but yeah, be on the lookout. And Finbear, yeah, the thing is, I know, like I triggered a couple of words in the last stream, which puts me down on the YouTube algorithms. But yeah, we have to talk about certain stuff, so doesn't really matter. Uh, and yeah, I um, Miss Exquisite Kumbawa from my end. I, did you really injure your ribs, or are you just like, if you are healing prayers for you? But
Yeah, I hope
No, she's serious.
I hope you
She's
feel better.
serious.
yeah, other than that, speaking of prayers, like I remember going on a wild SJ's channel. They had an open mic kind of thing, and I said like a small. I call it the crypto degens prayer. Uh, somebody commented like, no, this is blasphemy, but uh, I didn't find it, so I'm going to say the prayer again, uh, especially because we are in the probably in the bear market, and it goes like, oh goodness, please give me the serenity to hodl all my elite coins, uh, and the strength to dump all my shit coins, and, and the wisdom to know the difference. Thank you. I don't know what they found blasphemous in this, but uh, that is all there is in these bear market cycles. Just hodl your good coins, and of course, this is HexAsians show, so we are going to recommend hodling hex. Other
For
coins
sure.
which you bought for a quick flip, yeah, it's this is the time to do the flip. We have so much going on in hex. Yeah. And I don't know what I think. The police finally got wheels only. So
Yep.
I don't think he will be joining us today. Papa V was kind of busy. I don't know whether he has a he is playing a badminton match, or oh, speak of the
Oh,
devil.
Wales.
And
He must got he's using his phone call on us, HexAsians. Welcome, Wells.
Nope.
Which precinct are you
You're
calling us
muted,
from?
Wales.
No, I think the Fed's got his phones. They're just trying to work out
Oh.
what's he up to today.
Didn't realize.
Sirens are waiting.
Still,
Oh, there he is.
how you guys doing today?
What's good? Chilling.
And
Just speculating on your demise.
yeah, man,
It's never gonna happen. If I'm still out and about this late in the game, it's impossible for me to fall. Like some of you guys got to understand about people that come from where I come from that have no record, no nothing, and are actually not in jail. You just don't end up there because you know the game. So nice try. It's all funny, just not realistic. It's just not realistic. It's just not.
Man, did you see that Grand Theft Auto style robbery? I think was that in New York?
That wasn't a robbery. That's just a regular day here, man.
Like
This is the funny thing about New York that a lot of people might not know. They get all their information from TV, so they don't actually know anything. So, pro tip: you don't know anything. It's like me speaking on Japan or Singapore or any other place. Like I'm not there. How can I? You know what I'm saying? I can't say nothing.
Yep.
Until I was
if
living
they-
in Berlin, I didn't know what Berlin was like.
my vision of New York is still from that Home Alone 2 kind of thing. It's a scary city to be in.
For a little kid, it could be a whole lot of something. Yeah. For a person that doesn't have any clue, it could be about the same. Yes.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing about New York is that unless you're in the wrong place, you're not gonna find any trouble. You're just not gonna find it. In a lot of ways, it has to find you, or you have to be in the midst of it, right? Because otherwise, it's just bad luck, and that happens to everybody. So now, I guess the probability of running into some stuff might be a little higher here, but I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah. It kind of trade-offs. You have to like quality of life adjustments.
Well, I think every city sucks. I don't think any city is worth living in. Some people just get stuck living in them. Once they figure it out, it's hard to get out of a city because the system is meant to, entrap you. And if you don't know how to free yourself, it doesn't matter where you live. You're stuck regardless, great city or not.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I don't know about you, but I like the chaos in the big city. Kind of, I'm kind of addicted to it.
it's hard to not live in a city. I'll say that much. Would you agree? I mean, it's hard to not live in a city. It's hard when you're used to it, and then you're not living in a city. It's difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, taking a break once a while to go on for a trek on a mountain is okay, but you cannot I cannot live that rural life maybe, but things are changing now. Maybe just now we are having high speed internet everywhere. So but still I like running into people and strangers, observing strangers and judging them.
I agree. I agree. I used to do that a lot when I was a kid.
How are you not dead?
Because people, you know what the interesting thing is, and I don't know. D, when you was growing up, you grew up in a city. It sounds like. Do people actually worry about other people? Not really, right? I don't think people are doing that.
The thing is, they do to some extent.
For safety, I'd say
either they're it's whether it depends on whether how many people are affected at once. as well as how close you people are, like close to those people you are with. Like for me, like we lived in a very kind of close knit community, so like we were all loving, caring about each other. Yeah, we had our what you call arguments, and but overall everyone, all the neighbors were helpful, and all. Yeah, but I guess you get numb when you are living in a big city. You kind of get numb to all the horrors that go on.
Got no choice.
You know, s- like beggars on the street, like you get used to ignoring them. It's all, yeah. At the end of the day, if your cities are like jungles, you are on your own, kind of thing.
Yeah,
But
you really
yeah,
are.
I was just talking about, you know, I was talking about a wonderful experience I had today. So I was in Jollibee's eating my, I call it the taboo burger because it, yeah, because it is taboo in three religions. Like
Ah,
it's beef. So so it's
yeah,
beef. So Hindus are
yeah. They're not eating
it's
that.
blasphemy. Yeah. It has bacon. So Muslims
Ah,
are
not eating that either.
it's a taboo, and it has cheese. So because it's meat and cheese together, it is non-kosher.
Yeah,
So so
Jews
I
ain't
ca-
and
eating
so
and
that.
and
so I
mayonnaise,
call
so
it.
it offends Papa.
Yeah, that too. So
Hey, sorry guys, just on pause because you talk about mayo. Crypto Vince has a special request to troll Papa, but he's not here. We'll just troll him offline. We just think we're successful. So there you go.
Oh wow,
There you go.
what's that? A pulled pork?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
like
looks like a pulled
pulled
pork.
pork.
Yeah,
Them fries look pretty
Yeah,
damn
like-
good too.
and the
Thanks,
mayo
man.
was was apparently extra. He didn't paid for, and then it just landed on the pack, and it goes it's perfect for Papa Beat. Or you could just swallow entire bottle.
Oh, you bad spoonful.
What the hell? Man, that's a weird place.
what I was saying was, well, I was eating this burger in Jollibee's, and on the table next to me was this little uh, half American Filipino kid. Now, how did I know he was half American? Uh, he was talking too much, asking too many questions to his mom. So yeah, so he looked at me and was smiling, and so like a good person, I smiled back. So, and he was like, "Mommy, mommy, kuya, kuya." So, uh, for those who don't understand, like kuya means elder brother in
Tagalog.
Tagalog. So, so I felt very happy. Instead of calling me Tito or uncle, he
Uncle.
called me called me big brother. So
For the
I
win.
felt very happy. So I am very
Every
uh,
Asian's worst nightmare to be called the uncle.
uh, yeah.
What? What? No. So it's only the one side, or what?
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Didn't we have a skit, like a clip skit with
Yeah.
the bobbling, the head bobbling?
Yep.
Yeah,
It's in
I
there
have to find
somewhere.
it.
Yeah,
It's
No
side to
idea where
side
it went.
cross. You need to. I don't know. Like, if you have been watching my videos by now, you should have understood how the Indian nod works. Like, but anyways, besides the point,
Yes is no, no is yes. One of those.
yes.
it's a yes, yes, no, maybe.
Dude,
All good,
that's the
all good.
problem, right? Like, remember how D always said, like, you can say whatever and no one actually cares because no one can actually tell whether you're joking or not joking. You know what I mean?
Joking, not joking. Oh, I am by joking.
I can see that. I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a special genre of comedy. But anyways,
Frank, what
you
up?
know,
Frank,
What's going on, Frank?
he's
Hey,
in the
can you
chopper.
guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Good. I'm on a chopper. Yeah, I was on a chopper, in fact, yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Wow.
Yep.
so
I hope it was worth it selling Hex.
No, I don't sell Hex.
No, just joking. You know.
Nothing to sell. How you guys doing? Good?
Yeah. I hope
How's
you
your
guys
room?
didn't buy that Hadron top, or at least local top. A lot of people were hyped a couple days ago trying to buy a Hadron at fucking $6 per million. Yeah, nah, you don't want to do that.
No, I didn't buy anything.
see,
Thing is gonna be on a tear though.
Eavesdropped.
so I know I'm here. I just muted myself. Like,
No, that was
I'm
Frank.
trying to gather
Frank.
my. Oh,
There we go. Did you call the local top on the day or on the hour?
Nah, I didn't call it. I just streamed on it.
Nah.
Nah. Somebody did ask if they should buy Hedron that day. I was like, not if you're not gonna stake it, bro. Don't.
Wells,
What's up?
Wells, can you explain this AMR thing?
Bonus thing?
Gonna,
Yeah.
yeah.
So long story short, for the system to function a certain way, there needs to be a certain amount of supply. If X amount of coins get burnt over the living duration of the system, then a 2x bonus materializes. And that's a function of how much is borrowed too. So what's going to happen is that once the system is depleted of supply to, not make it go out of this world, the system will issue a 2x bonus at some, predetermined time. But you got to be in the system. If you're not in the system, then you ain't getting shit. So, but that's how it works.
So in the system means having the
Claim-
state hex. State
No,
hex.
means
Or-
you claim something.
Oh, you claim some. Okay.
Yeah, meaning you're like actively engaged in the system. They're not just giving it to poop putts that didn't claim, 200 days ago, whenever they were supposed to claim their Hedron.
Oh, during the 10x multiplier all the way down to
exactly.
0x. Well,
Yep.
1x. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, isn't there something supposed to trigger in like November with this big
That's
burn
different.
of Hedron?
That's different.
Or-
that has to do. Yeah, that has to do with the HSIs. All them HSIs, like those auctions are happening now. It's just a matter of when those stakes went up for liquidation or when they were borrowed against. Because it's only when HSI is borrowed against that the stake goes up for liquidation sale after 90 days. So it doesn't matter that November 13th or whatever. It's just that a shit ton were made 90 days prior to that date. That's all. Or whenever that 90-day mark happened, because I really don't remember. But that's the only reason we're going to have X thousand number of T-shares hitting the liquidations blotter on that date. And that's the only reason we speak of it. And once people buy, so what's going to happen on that date if people figure out how to acquire HSI stakes, then what's going to happen is the Hedron that's bought with those HSI stakes is going to get burnt off. right? So that's reduction of supply, and it's just like there's a whole lot of stuff going on that if you don't understand like how the system works on every facet, it's just gonna all be confusing to you anyway. So you got to really understand what's going on here because this is something that's built on top of Hex, so it can't be like Hex, right? Because then what's the purpose?
Yeah, yeah, and so yeah, my philosophy is to just keep it simple. Just buy Hex, stake it, mint your Hedron, and if possible, buy a Hex stake HSI for cheap on auction liquidation.
Yeah, you could do that
That's
at
my
any time. You could do that at any time, by the way.
yeah. So that's my strategy. Um, but one more thing. Again, we have to keep telling this. Don't forget to mint your Hedron before ending your stake. Like people still are doing this. I can't like
I don't understand it
yeah.
at all.
And they're saying like, oh, I wish there was a site that would remind me to mint your Hedron before ending your stake. You know, there are two sites that remind you to mint your Hedron before ending your stake. One is Hedron.pro and second one is Icosa.pro. So yeah, Hex.com, go.hex.com front end is always there, but you can just use Hedron.pro and Icosa.pro. They are safe. Come, of course, there is this. We can always have an imaginary horror of the front end for Hedron or Icosa being hacked, but that is a very far-fetched thing, and I so far it's been good. So my recommendation is yeah. No, I'm not going to say anything now. It's all up to you. Do what you want. All I say is take it and go.
Pretty much. I mean, the cool thing about Hedron is that it gives you a lot of optionality, right? And I think people don't understand that. I mean, they seem to have not understood it from day one. But now that the price is up here and you got all these additional elements, it really makes it clearer that people really don't understand Hedron because they don't really get what's going on at all. So if you're in that camp, put in some work, figure it out because you're gonna get left behind in major ways if you do not. Because just like Hex with T shares, it's something that you should be learning while it's happening, not waiting for people to tell you. Because in case you haven't figured it out,
Yeah,
everybody doesn't figure shit out around here. Just a few people. So might want to get with that.
yeah. And I think I talked when Hedron launched. I said it on this stream as well as on Discourse Syndicate. See, it took about a year for people to wrap their minds around T-shares, like understanding T-shares, how T-shares work. It took people a year to understand that. Wrap T-shares and Hedron, it will take I guess another year. And by that time, when people realize how things work, it may be I don't know. I don't think it would be too late. It's never too late to take a
It'd be
good
too late to
decision.
it'd be too
So
late to profit on an innovative level, right? Because there's different
yeah,
stages to these games that we're playing. And if you're not in when everybody else is calling it dumb or whatever and they don't understand, then you're late to the innovator level because that's not even early adopter. We're talking about previous to early adopter. We're talking about innovator level. Like in order to understand something brand new, you got to have an innovative mind. It's not for everybody. Everybody can't just get it. So you got to put in the work to get to the point where you do. Because everybody isn't out here telling you how to get rich every day.
yeah, and
They're just not.
nobody.
Like the comment in the chat, New Mind, he's saying, "Do you recommend staking all of my millions of Hedron?" I mean, why not? I mean, why just let it sit in your wallet doing nothing? Might as well put it to work. And
I mean, you see questions like that. That just goes to show this person either, and this is no disrespect to them, they're either brand new or just doing what they're being told to do, and they don't really understand what they're doing. And those are the kinds of things that end up, putting us in a position where either something good happens and we don't know why, or something bad happens and we don't know why. And both of those aren't really beneficial to us, because then what next? Like, how did I make this happen? How did this happen? Whether it's bad or good, right? Because the whole objective, at least I like to think, is for people to make money over and over again, not just one time. So I don't understand why people are so averse to learning.
Yeah.
right, it's just
And
like, yeah, go ahead, D.
so my strategy is to acquire more hex using Hedron. And by the way, that is the main utility for Hedron. You can buy HSIs which are going into liquidation with Hedron. So why not just take it till now? If you know when those HSIs are going to come out into liquidations, maybe just take it till then. Then you will have more Hedron as well as ICOSA, so you can use that to buy another HSI or whatever. Like at that, you will be able to make a better what you call calculated decision when your stake ends. Like so, yeah. I if you are not like yeah, there is a lockup period. I am still, if you are not confident enough to stake it for one whole year, just do a shorter one. That's the beauty of it. Like make multiple wallets, make shorter stakes, and do as you like. You can do that as well. There are so many options. And speaking of which, we have another option that is coming up. That is the Maximus DAO. They have their I, they have launched their DAO token called a team, which you can mint 1:1 with Maxi. Um, and those Maxi tokens are going to get burned. So and yeah, it I think other people have covered it much more in detail. So no, I would rather not do like repeat the same things. But yeah, it is available. It's a good like community weighted token. Please look into it. That is another option of having your hex staked uh, while having it liquid, kind of having your cake and eating it. It's
And
so
you
much
have
innovation going on. Like I remember Frank was talking about.
nope.
I did. Hello? D?
Lost D.
Well, going back to the perpetuals and the team, you have 21 days to study up and learn about it before they execute the stakes for the perpetuals. So
Figure it out before you don't.
yep.
Basically.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that was the thing I was talking about. Like and what will is this thing? Nobody is going to give you this kind of knowledge.
And then when it's given, it's definitely not taken. So try to figure it out.
Hey, just going back on the chats. Sorry, where is? Oh, comments pushed down so far. Sorry, where's Finbear? Finbay wants to show his backyard. So yes, that's right. I remember now. So this is the view of his backyard, Northern Lights.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah, beautiful stuff, eh?
Crazy.
Yeah. That's what he gets to see. And Frank wants to shill his suite.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's a day view. Night view is now with lights. The lights are on the pool now.
Nice.
And I think this was your son, was it?
That was my son's. Yeah,
Yep.
Father's Day's card. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Wow, the
So you had
HexAsians
the-
logo is nice.
Yeah, HexAsian, the Pulse, and the Hex logo.
Yeah.
You sure didn't draw it
That was
yourself?
Nah, yeah. No, I wouldn't do that.
It knows too much.
Yeah.
For my little one, I teach my little one everything about everything I know so far about Hex Pulse and Pulse X, and he's excited. I made a mistake until his 18th birthday, so he's
Nice.
reaping his award once he's 18 years old. Yeah.
Wow.
Nice. At least he learns well.
Yep.
That's what it's about.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a fan of the ICOSA Hedron system, or Hedron ICOSA system. I always have been since the initial launch of it. So if you're not, you gotta learn what's going on. You don't really understand it. ICOSA is not the only reason to like it. All of a sudden, like, you need to do more homework because the system is a winner, and that's the whole point of it. So, yeah, like, it gives you so many options that you come into the system brand new. You could end up being a whale in Hex if you learn how to play the game and if you understand what the mission is. But if you're just sitting here acting like you're too good to read a book or figure something out, then it doesn't matter who tells you what. And this is what people need to understand, because everybody isn't always going to have the right point of view, even if they're good. I could be wrong about anything. And this is what people need to understand. Just like plenty of people were wrong about Hedron. This is why you, the viewer, have to attempt to do your own work, have your questions, things like that. Like, there's no other way around it. Like, you have to put in the work, because we're not freaking robots. We're not calculators. We're just people. So people are going to be wrong. So that means you have to put in the work, especially if something doesn't make sense. Because how could something that's immutable, has no keys, etc., that just lives on the internet and works, not be worth something? I mean, it was the craziest thing to me to see all these people acting like Hedron wasn't worth the look. It was so hilarious. And yeah, I say hilarious because we had just spent the past year talking about how to discover assets and value. And clearly nobody gave a fuck to learn, because so many people just dismissed Hedron. And this is why the alpha is basically not given anymore. For what? It's a waste of time on people. It really is.
Yeah,
Because people want that quick flip. They don't want to learn shit. That's why so many that even have money now are not going to have it in the future. It's just how it works, unfortunately. Education is the key. It really is.
yeah. Sorry, I had to take a little break. The acai drink which has guarana, I was drinking. Apparently, it has a lot of caffeine. So, caffeine is a diuretic, which in
Nice.
What?
so
Make sure you have a
so
FOMO diaper on.
Right. That's the
I didn't have my dignity diapers ready. I had to take a break. But other than that, to add to what Wales was talking about, and this has been my experience in crypto as well. Uh, like, nobody told me about Bitcoin or Ethereum. And when I found out about them on mainstream news, uh, I think it was not I think it was during the 2017 crash. That's
Oh
when
wow.
Bitcoin was all over the news. I only
Yeah.
found out then, and then of course, you go to your buddies who are good at tech, tech. So I asked them, and all of them had invested.
Wow.
Some of had made taken out their money just in time. Yeah,
None of them
3x
told.
gains, 4x gains, whatever. Nobody told me about it. Yeah.
That's what I'm
I,
saying,
I
man.
like I don't know. I couldn't do that. Yeah.
Yeah. And they knew
So
you. Let me
that's
ask you,
why I
did
kind
they
of
know you were in the
started
tech?
talking about not yeah, kind of. So
Like, do you think they should have told you?
the thing is, I come other and was rather like at least some reference and
That's what I'm saying. You thought they should have told you, so there was a reason you think that, right? And that's what I'm trying to tell people. Like, you just can't depend on others to do anything for you. You have to be out here looking. You have to be out here. And here's something that a lot of people
but
might not understand. Hustling takes many forms. It's not just generating capital, it's also generating opportunities. So be mindful of that. A lot of ways to hustle in this world that
Well,
lead
D,
to,
I hope they're not your friends anymore
oh,
because they're
that's
clearly not
crazy,
your
man.
friends.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy, man. I'd be fucking livid. Yeah. People
That
that
right there is emotional damage.
100%. We're gonna be fighting for a long time over that shit. Cause look, when I found Hex, I told everybody worth telling. Cause I didn't want nobody telling me, why the fuck didn't you tell me?
yeah, yeah.
Straight up.
Same with me. When I came to know about Hex, rather when Hex launched, I told everyone that
You did your
that
duty.
I yeah. Some of them listened. Some of them didn't. To the, then I showed 1 year later. I showed them the chart of Hex, and they were like, "Oops, I should have listened." But
Yep,
at least I have a clear conscience that I did
that's
my
right.
part of telling them.
That's right.
Uh,
Hey man, that's all you can do.
yeah,
You know.
so yeah, that's so my point was nobody, even your best of friends, won't tell you where the real alpha is. We we are able to do this. Rather, I don't know about the, I'm speaking from my for myself. I am able to give out what this information because I have staked Hex, and uh, I am kind of settled. The cup that floweth over, I guess. So it's
Mhm.
only after that you are able to tell.
Yeah, it's one of those things that everybody wants to find success, but so few actually do, right? And I think that ultimately is what leads us to maybe telling, maybe not telling people. I don't know, but I know when I found Bitcoin, like it was so new and I didn't understand so much that I didn't tell a lot of people. But this was 13 years ago. The caliber of people that surrounded me then. Uh, it just wouldn't have made a lot of sense for me to share it with a lot of people. So when I found Hex, like I was thinking of nothing but Bitcoin. And if you listen to my early streams, you'll realize that I reference Bitcoin and everything from then so much because that's exactly how I look at this. To me, there is no reason for anybody to be buying and selling anything. at all right now, because you're gonna fucking regret it later if you're not literally reinvesting what you're expending. You're gonna regret it. Fact, not fiction. I don't give a fuck how rich you think you are now. You don't know shit if you think you're rich now. That's a fact, once again. And I'm going to be proven correct by time, like always. So respect the chart or disrespect yourself. The math doesn't lie. This thing only goes one way because it has an actual reason for existing. So the network effect will take hold. That is not a debate. That's a fact. It will take hold. It already has. The question is, will you be there to ride the wave, the big wave? Because this isn't the big wave yet. This is what people got fucked up, right? This is what people have confused. This is not the big wave. This is just the start. So the people that are not reinvesting, that are just acting like they're retired and don't gotta do shit else, well, they're gonna fucking hate themselves in the future. I can guarantee you that. Guarantee it. With a capital T in that motherfucker. Yeah. Seriously. And I haven't talked like this in a long time because there's no point. People are going to do what they're going to do, and that's their problem. But I'm letting those that are watching know now, understand, since we're talking about finding these nuggets and these treasures, you got to understand, you got to find them. Every Hexican that's an early Hexican is either already following Richard or they actually found it. Those that were already following Richard, they didn't have to do shit to find Hex. So they don't respect it the same way like I do. That's just a fact. It's not the same. It can't be. They were already following Richard. I wasn't following nobody. I just found it. A lot of guys like me just found it. Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a different level of respect because we understand we weren't following Richard. Like people that were supremely fortunate because they were around early days. People that weren't following Richard and found it before big payday, like they're a lucky bunch. Very fortunate, and they put in work to make that happen. If it wouldn't have been for what I was doing, I wouldn't have found Hex. It's not just like D, right? Like D didn't find Bitcoin because he was looking for it. It found him. And only because it was ringing that loud at the time. Because you guys remember how 2017 was. Shit was all over the place. I mean, hell, they were doing XRP tutorials on CNBC. Need we say more?
Yep.
So,
oh my God.
Yeah, and these are the things I talk about when I talk about extreme sentiment and how can you call tops and bottoms. Well, that's how. When outlandish things happen that don't make any sense, that's a clear signal that something is about to be off. Always, never fails. That's just the way that could be crumbled. So, you got to be out here putting in that work. You can't be afraid to ask questions. When I found this community, I was asking people questions all the time, and I'm supposedly the person that tells everybody everything. So how did that happen? Because I asked a ton of questions. Because I didn't know anything when I showed up. Man, and this is what people got to understand. Everybody has to put in the work. I didn't just wake up knowing Hex. Right? Yep. It'd be nice if that was the case, but no. I had to ask questions. I had to ask everybody questions. I had to watch all the old streams. I had to make these charts. That's how you come to some level of understanding, by putting in some kind of work. Because everybody wants to be well off, but a lot of people don't understand what that requires. They think it's just having a specific dollar amount, and it's not. That's not even 20% of it. That's just the start. Because then you got to be able to administer those assets accordingly in a fashion where they're going to generate more, if not maintain their level. And that's just not something that humans are used to doing. We're not used to doing that. So it's a whole different ball game. It's a whole different frame of thinking. I mean, just engaging with markets out, all by themselves is a whole nother endeavor that humans are not designed biologically to do. So this is why the bevy of us are not successful at it and have to take time to master it or learn it or whatever you want to call it, because it's doable, but you just got to put in the work. Everybody doesn't want to put in any work whatsoever to meet any goal. Markets are just one of the many. And this is why, people like D that have found success elsewhere, when they step into this arena, they find success here as well because they understand that it requires work. Not a coincidence. It's just how shit works. So, respect that. Respect that.
I suppose just adding to that, you have to put in work to get your money to work for you, or discover the tool. And I suppose never give up, when it gets hard or too difficult, that sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great point to add on, right? Because there's always it's always sunny in Hexaco, right? Even when it's a 95% dip. But it depends on who you are and your understanding of the system. That's the only way, right? Because how do you know that you did find that right investment? Like, how do you know you're not exposed to risk? The only way that's possible is if you're earning on the money that you've already invested, and that requires you understanding that you have to put your money to work. A lot of people don't understand that, and they have money. And I mean, tons of people. This is common, not uncommon. This is why so few people understand Hex or have no appreciation for it. Think about that. People that think that it makes no sense to make money with your money, when in fact, that's what everybody that's successful does. Crazy.
And the thing that's going to really boost adoption for Hex, and it's probably within 4 months of being released, is the Hex Highest of Stakes documentary. Just think of millions of people are going to be exposed to Hex once that thing drops on whatever streaming platform it's going to be on.
Yeah, wherever it drops, you better believe it's going to get pirated, it's going to get shared, and people are going to be like, what the fuck is this Hex thing? Because, I've been telling you guys this for a long time, and people don't want to believe it, but it's true. Everybody is literally looking for Hex. Literally, I'm not joking. I mean that with every fiber of my being. I put this on my father's grave. Like, this is a fact. Everybody is looking for something that provides yield and appreciates. That has volatility. Like, those two things don't exist. Like, people don't understand this. Like, those two things do not exist. The fact that it does is mind-numbing because you can't sit here and say, I'm going to create something that does that. Like, there is no way of doing that with what we had in terms of knowledge prior to Hex. And this is why people can't wrap their head around Hex being thousands of dollars. How can they, where they don't have the capacity to understand what the fuck Hex is in the first place? So,
Yeah,
go ahead, brother.
Yeah, because it really irks me when I see these other coins that have no reason to be $20, $18, or whatever. It's like, why are those that much? But Hex, the greatest thing on the planet, is sitting where we're at.
And
it's
what's
like
crazy?
our time's coming.
What I wanted to add to what you said what's crazy about that is this is with Hex even starting at many zeros. Like, at first I was like, does that make sense? But then after I thought about it, I was like, because they can start these coins at whatever price. You know what I mean? Like, they can start them at $1 and have a 20x, and that's not a big deal because Hex is done. I mean, we're up 1,000x from the all-time low. We're up, I don't know, 10x from the launch, something like that. I don't know the numbers like that, but Hex is no slouch, right? And for something that provides these kind of gains to not be a slouch, again, non-existent in legacy finance. It just doesn't exist. Like, things that provide double-digit yields just don't 1x. Never mind 2, never mind 3 and up. Like, they just don't do that. So this is the thing that once people realize what the hell is going on over here, everybody that was here now and is not taking advantage is going to be suicidal. I'm telling you now, because that's how stupid they're gonna feel for not taking advantage. Because people think this is just crypto, and they don't want to respect the fact that Hex is the only crypto, or at least it was up until a certain point in time. And there's a reason for that, because everything else that exists that is crypto is predicated on it. Yes, Hex is the foundation. You can't circumvent the foundation. That's like building on air. How you doing that? You're not. You're not. I don't care who you are. You're not. You're lying to yourself. So this is why the forks, the copycats don't work, right? Every Hex copycat fails. It's a flawless 100% record for every copycat that Hex has ever had has failed. That's not going to change. Because the biggest thing is that it has to be exactly like Hex, and people have to understand how to interact with it. If it's a copy, it can't succeed because the whole objective of a copy is for them to skirt something that they don't like about Hex in the first place. So how can it actually work? It can't. It's destined to fail before it even gets fucking copied. You're welcome.
And people don't forget when the email first came out, they said that was a scam and nobody's going to use it. When the internet first came out, that's a scam, nobody's going to use it. Even Bitcoin, that's a scam, nobody's going to use it. They all came out, and look where they're at now, right? So Hex is already living that same start. It's a scam. Nobody's going to use it. It's BS. And then
it's different but the same. It's
right,
the same
right.
but different. It's
Right,
all
right.
the same. It really ain't different.
So
And don't forget, we're gonna get a copy on Pulse Chain as well.
Oh my god.
oh yeah.
I seem to forget this always.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
always
I always we're getting all excited about all these
Just Hex.
Icosa and Hedron and all that stuff coming, and we're gonna even get copies of all that stuff. And the team and the perpetuals
Damn.
are all gonna get copies. It's like, oh my god.
This is
We're gonna have like what they say. I think it's like 12 or 15 different price charts within the whole Hex
I
ecosystem.
don't know,
Even
but
more than that.
It's already kind of ridiculous as it is right now. We already got Icosa, we got Hedron, we got X, Maxi, and then now we're gonna have all those other things before PLS even launches. So it's gonna be crazy.
Like on Nomics or the other coin ranking sites, they're gonna have a Hex ecosystem page. We're not gonna even be. We don't even want to be ranked with all the other bullshit. They're gonna have our separate one, just with us.
Well, we're different all the way around, right? Because we're actually respecting the tenets of crypto over here. So this is all these things that are being built over here. More often than not, are going to be built the right way. Now, if they got oracles and all that shit, you already know what time it is. So good luck to you on that. But real crypto is direct on-chain activity, and that's typically what we got going on over here. So that alone is not understood. Like just that one little line I said right there, on direct on-chain activity. Like people don't understand what that even means. Like I hope you guys realize how ahead of the game you are. Like so far ahead is crazy.
Yeah, like I don't know if any of you guys used a DEX before Uniswap. Do you guys remember Ether
I seen
Delta?
somebody. Yeah, I see somebody. I was just gonna say I seen somebody post a
Ether
picture of
Delta,
that the other day. It was horrible. I was having nightmares. Like don't
was
show
a
me that.
nightmare to
Yeah,
use too.
don't show me that shit over again. Woo. Trying to swap ETH for DAI on that screenshot. Tuck that away, sir. Stop giving people nightmares.
Crypto is like even like I said, like I joined, or rather I came to know about crypto in 2017, and how far we have come in just these 4 or 5 years.
It's
And
incredible.
now with this ZK technology that is being built, we are going to go even like more decentralized, more secure. So, and adoption is coming slowly and but surely. Like
Oh yeah.
here in the Philippines, we already have a like a major payments app called Maya. It's like what you can say. It's the Alipay of,
Mm,
not exactly Alipay, but you can say the cash app for the Philippines. It already accepts like it has started accepting crypto. Like you can buy crypto on that. The major one is Gcash, which is actually a subsidiary to Alipay, and they are going to launch crypto payments soon. So yeah, adoption is getting there, and slowly people are realizing that yeah, our made up internet money is better than the government's
mhm,
made up internet money. So pretty much. And I wanted to, yeah, reference to what Frank was saying on the last stream, that we need like a go-to place um, for teaching people about hex. I and yeah, there is no one place or one video you should look at, and I think we need to update everything. Like now we have so many new options with the Maximus DAO perpetuals with Hedron and Icosa, uh, and the HSI stakes. Like the game has changed a bit. We need to update everything.
Yeah, yeah. The I have. Sorry, keep going.
No, no, go ahead.
Um, I found an application on the internet. It's a web app, and in there you can link all the websites, videos. You can actually make a roadmap on your knowledge and your skills about Hex and all the other coins that underlie Hex. And then it depends on where you're on the roadmap. You can actually start from there and learn about anything that's missing in your way. It's an application. It's I think it's called WebX or something, or web app or something like this. And it's a funny thing, pretty awesome. But I haven't had time to start anything like this. I got so much other stuff to do. So if anyone
Yeah,
wants to have a look, I can bring it in the chat later on. And
yeah.
it's free, and it's literally you just link in. You can integrate so much stuff. There's no end on this thing. You don't need programming language, nothing. Literally, everything is plug and play, ready to go. You just need to find time. While I have to find time to put it together.
Yeah, if it is free, I'm very interested. Just share it in the HexAsians chat. I will look into it. Maybe we can like develop something. Uh,
Yeah, will do.
and yeah, and yeah, to Bro Trader, he's one of the people we met during the last Hexican meetup in the Philippines. Yeah, and we are planning the next one soon. At least I am planning to do. Let's see how it goes. Maybe mid September. And it would like I would rather have just like a crypto meetup instead of just a hex meetup. Like try to uh, spread the word about hex to other communities. So be on a lookout. I will share the information in the Hex Philippines chat room.
Hey, Super Hex is in the chat. He said he'll meet up with you, D. Let him know.
Oh,
Yeah.
shout out to Super
Actually,
Hex.
the plan is to visit him and his friends in his friend we met during the last meetup. He has a sports bar in Kavite, so I am hoping to go there. It's a bit of a distance, so for me to travel, it will require a bit of planning. So I'm working on that. Hmm, I guess we have covered most of the things we needed to talk about.
Hey,
Hmm,
talking about stuff to talk about. Any comments?
hey man, I think Richard Hart. It's a response to Richard Hart. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
for sure. He's late, but better late than never. And he's still focusing on the merge because the rumor has it the merge is happening in his nostrils.
but do you guys know that the merge is actually a split? They are going to split the consensus layer and the execution layer. So it's like everything in crypto is a misnomer. The cryptocurrency itself is a misnomer. Wallets, private keys,
Private keys are not, but wallets are.
wallets
Hey,
is a yeah, wallet is a misnomer. But
yeah, what if the ETH proof of work guys reverse that mistake that Vitalik did with about the read function where they boosted the fees
Oh, the S load.
on the read write, yeah, the S load. What if they reverse that or get rid of it?
What?
not exactly
Go ahead.
because it is kind of
Why
more
would they? Is the
profitable for the
question.
miners.
Yeah, why would they get rid of that? I don't. That doesn't make any
Yeah,
sense.
To to
they,
try and compete with the
Bruh, you
new
forget who owns
uh,
Ethereum? Ain't no competition.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
What's wrong with you?
the and the thing is, if they really want to reduce fees on proof of work Ethereum, there are other ways, but they are not going to do that. Uh, Anyways, their plan is to like scale using layer 2.
oh shit proof.
Shout out to
Hex,
the admins on Rec Hex Labs. Fucking entertainment every time.
That's funny.
oh my god.
Yeah, bear market's real, man. It's so active the last few days.
Yeah,
Eh,
people too
yeah.
busy not buying. Tell
Yeah,
you what, there's gonna be a whole lot of crime when we rip off again. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure
that's the
is.
real emotional damage.
Delivering extra emotional damage. Very effective.
Extra strong.
He has like a whole little bunch of segments about how he says emotional damage or something. That shit
We
is
need to
funny.
bring him on the show.
Yes, I don't know if that's possible at this point, but yeah, it'd be good if we
Yeah,
can.
for sure.
See,
Ah,
not yet. The thing is, these influencers have like, the Black Mirror episode where the social points on media,
yeah.
social
Yes.
media kind of thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is kind of that way. They look at your how many followers you have,
Yeah.
whether
Yeah.
your channel is monetized, like how much exposure they will get from your channel versus how much exposure we will get from him being here, kind of thing. So yeah, there are like even bigger influencers, Indian influencers. I looked into it. Huh, yeah, I can have them on, but it would cost money, which I don't want to spend. I would rather buy Hex with it than
Yeah. They can
giving it
learn
away
later. It's
to
okay.
some damn influencer.
Yeah, they can learn later. It's okay.
And
This is the way I
anyways,
view it, man. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
no, at some point, yeah, they will come here on their own because we will be the only show in town. Hex will be the only show in town, kind of.
So what's
Yep.
interesting, what's interesting is that when you sit here and think about where we're at, right, in like the big picture, I think it's very important for people to realize that the average person still doesn't even know what crypto is. So if you have the opportunity to buy Hex, you are way ahead of a lot of people. So, like, get that relativity, tightened up because that's very important to understand. What's a good way to set a limit order for Hex? You can use Matcha. I think CowSwap also has limit order, but I'm not really sure. Uniswap, there's a lot of places. Just Google it. Metric.exchange, tons of places. All this stuff happens on the internet. It kills me. Majority of the questions we get is like, you could just Google that, bro. Like, you don't even need to bother watching the stream to get that answer. It's simply
Yeah, yeah. No, it's not as simple. Like, yeah, to Google it, you need the term used in sci-fi is Google Fu, like Kung Fu, Google Fu. Like, you should be knowing what to search on Google to get the results. So if you don't know what words to search, you may not know. So. So my point is, there are no stupid questions in this chat. At least, if so, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Um, we will try to. Yes, we will judge you, but we will answer the questions in the same. Uh, Anyways, yeah, but yeah, you have to do your own research, and more importantly, learn how to do research as well. Like, mm,
yeah,
the
it's important. It's very important.
Hey, quoting about, I suppose, one of those research things that people normally do, they will go on Google and they'll say, like, oh, they'll type, is Hex a scam? And then 5 articles show scam, and then they go, oh, it's a scam. Like,
Yep.
what?
Yep. Isn't that crazy?
That's nuts, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's insane. It's like, how long have you been using the internet that's your first reaction?
Yeah.
Like, how don't you know the internet is full of misinformation? Like, you really got to be digging and verifying and all this stuff. You can't just accept even what Google gives you. Never. Like, that to me is insane. I don't get that. But hey, man, I'm old school, I guess. By God.
see, I can preach the Bhagavad Gita as well, but other people might get offended. So if you, yeah.
You about to get
Anyways,
woke on.
if you,
Real woke.
I won't stop you from asking any questions, and anyway, but
What
no,
the-
yeah, it reminded me of another thing I wanted to talk about.
Yo, you see a mod's comment?
About middle class C.
Yeah.
You know how Indian people say what the fuck? They say
what the fuck? What the fuck?
He even did the bobblehead. I bet you he didn't realize he did that.
Man.
Oh man, good times.
No, yeah. One more point I wanted to cover on this stream. I saw this video from
Also, the medic is
CNBC.
coming next week. He was supposed to come this week. Sorry.
What?
Sorry, I don't know. Sometimes I can't hear you, D. So I said DJ Cryptomatic was supposed to come this week into
where
the
the hell
stream,
is
but
he?
Yeah, he had a meeting or something. So he texted me. He's trying to come next Monday evening.
It's all right. We'll dock him.
Oh,
We'll get him to pay
yeah.
for it. It's all right.
Yeah.
No, I'm happy that he's coming here. Anyways, like I think he was too jaded with the last karaoke stream to come on the
Oh
stream
no.
again. But everyone is welcome.
Actually,
Just let us.
on his show from I think it was yesterday or last night, the HexAsians were in there in force.
Yeah.
So hanging out with the
As is about to wrap up.
Cryptomatic.
Yeah, yeah, but find it funny every time he plays that shout out clip of me. I'm laughing. It feels weird to hear your own voice, but I like it and it's funny. But what I was saying was regarding this CNBC video that came out. It's called Quiet Quitting that is going on. If you guys have heard about it, it's supposed to be a part of the Great Resignation movement. Movement, so not moment, movement. The Great Resignation. First of all, I don't know why this everything in America has to be great. It has to be the Great Depression, the Great Recession, the Great Resignation. Yeah,
What about the
but
greatest
quiet
debt?
quitting. Yeah, the Great Reset. Like, I think it could have. Are they trying to make a trilogy, a kind of thing, or maybe a book series, The Greats? But the yeah, it's called Quiet Quitting, and
Oh,
what I
what is
found
this? I keep
very
hearing about this now. What is it? School me, educate me, because I have not taken a split second to look on this. What's up with that?
basically it's just you remember the Flintstones,
Yeah,
like the starting thing, like once the alarm, like the siren for end of thing, like end of your shift goes off, you quit whatever work you are doing,
yeah.
and no no talking, like no going above and beyond here. So if you are paid to work 9 hours, work 9 hours.
Right.
Yeah, people are not going to do overtime. People are like uh, turning off their company phones and laptops after their work is over immediately, and only respond
Oh,
after.
oh wow. Interesting. People are taking
You
their
know,
time back, are they? Congratulations to them. They finally figured out a big piece of the missing puzzle. This is the mass awakening that we continuously talk about. I mean, for that shit to make the papers and for them to give it a term means they don't know what the fuck they're doing, what's going on. That's what that means.
yeah, yeah,
That's crazy.
and we like it was happening mm, a long time, but I guess their push for the
Yeah,
work
they're
from
complaining now.
home thing changed everything. Like
Yeah.
people are taking their life back, and the funniest thing about the video by CNBC on YouTube, it has Kevin O'Leary in it, from
The
Shark
worst
Tank,
guy to
Mr.
have in it. Incredible.
Yeah, and
He does
he's
not
like,
make anybody feel warm and soft. That's not who you want going to get people to get back to work. Like, that's just dumb.
like no, like he's like, if you're quiet quitting in my company, you're not going to get hired, or you're going to get fired, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, by the like, so you
Pretty
see,
much
when
unlawful to
such
say some
big,
shit like that. That's discrimination, bro. Employee discrimination. Doesn't even know they
yeah,
belongs. What the fuck?
that is a different thing. But where was it? Yeah, like he himself quit his first job. Like he has this interview. Like he was working at an ice cream parlor, and
Oh, I think I've heard this
his
story.
manager. If you
Go ahead.
haven't heard this story,
No,
yeah.
I think I have, but
Uh,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
no, yeah, but you know the story, right? He was working at an ice cream parlor, and his manager asked him to mop the floor, and he was like, "No, I'm not going to. I'm here to serve ice cream. Like
Right, I remember that.
mopping the floor is
Like he wasn't gonna do that.
mopping."
He was only gonna do this.
Yeah, yeah. So he himself was not uh, ready to go above and beyond what his
Prescribed duties
job
were.
description was,
Yeah.
but at his company, no, uh, it's the other way around. So see, this is the hypocrisy that goes on in corporate America, uh, co- in all the corporates. But corporate America is like where it starts. Uh, and by the way, which is kind of I was doing, and this was before like I one of the reasons I quit my current job, and I'm right now just laying. uh, I'm taking a break, or I should have clipped that video from friends like Ross. I'm on a I was on a break, so right now I am on a break, just laying in bed, playing bed.
Hey,
Anyway,
Are
man,
you broken
earned
yet?
it. You earned it.
Did you hear that story about in Colorado how the state locked out like 22,000
Yes, of
customers
course.
from their
Yeah,
thermostats
I called that one.
for AC?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I called that one too. I mean, it's obvious. Internet of Things. Are you serious? What do you think is gonna happen there?
Yeah.
I mean, how dumb
They're
are you to
doing
make your house smart? That means you don't control it. So you're not smart.
Yep, absolutely.
Fucking morons.
But they basically first they say it's a voluntary program, and then it ends
Isn't
up
it
being not,
always voluntary?
right. Yep. That's how they spring it
To
on
get
you.
your consent.
Oh, you get a rebate and it's voluntary and it's a
Mm-hmm.
good deal, and oh look, I'm plugged in, and boop, now you're
Fucked.
done.
Yep. You're skewered. That's one way to put it.
That's how they're gonna trickle in all this other convenience that they're gonna spring on us with
Mm-hmm.
cashless, and oh look, you'll never forget your ID, your driver's license, your
Yeah,
passport.
we'll
It's
put it
all right
all in
here.
one. Mm-hmm. You're gonna find
Look how
ways.
cool. You could just shop, and yeah,
The
that's a no.
minions will succumb and fall into the trap. The
Yeah.
smarts won't.
Here's a
Start
free
using cash,
cheeseburger.
people.
Just they'll give you a free cheeseburger to get chipped, and that
Here's a
we already
donut while
seen.
you're at it.
Yeah, we already seen the last 2 years how that worked out
Man,
brilliantly.
yo, I couldn't believe my freaking
Free
eyes when
donuts,
that worked.
a lottery.
I couldn't believe that worked on people. I honestly could
worked.
not believe it. I could not. Like, really?
Some of the even some of the government contractor companies had like sweepstakes and shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. They were doing contests to get people
Yeah.
to take that. Like, it
I
was
was like,
crazy. They were going
so
in.
yeah, that's gonna work. If they do that, it's gonna work. Chips, there's gonna be millions.
Oh
chipped
yeah,
up.
there's gonna be plenty of dumbasses get shit. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, there's people that think Joe Biden is a real thing. Like, they don't understand that this is all like just a bad movie
Mm-hmm.
that we just gotta live through because everybody's asleep.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see how it shapes up. It's getting interesting, that's for sure. Garage door mobile app.
I was about to say when the feds are at your door, the garage door just opens.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Makes a phone call.
D'un pit.
Just opens.
Yeah, the other thing is, hey, look, I could put my AC on before I get home from my and they could turn it off.
That's right. And they can turn it up.
Convenience.
There's a price to pay for that. People are gonna learn the hard way that is their privacy and their ability to control their lives. So good luck to them with that.
Yeah. It is what we are going to is a techno-feudalistic state. Oh,
Yep. So they're trying to go.
these, yeah, it's not even like we are trying to go, we are already there. Like,
Yeah, we
have
basically
you,
are in a lot of ways, yeah. Very few
yeah,
people
like,
actually own anything.
Oh yeah, another one is in California, people have private property and they have whales, for water. Now they're gonna tax them and make them meter it, where
What?
they only can use. Yeah, yep,
Can't do that.
yeah. They're making a law saying, "Yo, you gotta
They
put a
can't do that. They
meter
better
on it."
fight that. That's unconstitutional. They
I'm
need to
like,
fight that.
what?
See, you know what happens is that because people just let these little fake rules get applied and they don't correct them, that's why they continue to persist and get away with those scams. That's a scam, bro.
That's a straight.
That's a
scam.
scam. They're getting like that's fraud.
Yeah.
Like a lot of us live through various measures of fraud. And until people don't realize that, the system is going to continue how it continues. I mean, the money everybody uses is fraudulent. Period. Like when we do an exchange, a commercial exchange, we're all essentially committing fraud. By the letter of the law, we're all committing fraud. And nobody realizes that because they don't know what the fuck the law is. And that's a fact for everybody. Because you're exchanging money that's not money for an actual value item. That's some type of fraud, believe it or not. And since everyone is complicit, it gets overlooked.
Yep. I mean, we've already heard about the guy getting fined for collecting rainwater on his property. I'm like, what the? You can't even, or what was it? I think it was in Florida where you can't have a garden in your front yard. It has to be in the backyard. I'm like, what the? Yeah. Yeah.
You can't let these motherfuckers know you're growing food. You gotta hide that shit, bro.
Yeah.
We don't want to know you self-sustaining, motherfucker. Hide that shit.
I was like, this is getting out of control.
Oh my god, yeah. And this is the thing I try to tell people. People like my sister, for example, that think that because I positively spoke about Trump one time, I'm a Trumper. Like, nah, the government's the problem.
Yeah.
Hands down. Like the way we interact with the government is a problem. Like everybody needs to get educated. Period. And this applies to everybody everywhere because everybody's living the same. Everybody's living the same way because they don't know the rules to their jurisdiction. And the only way by figuring out that you're being lied to is by learning what the actual rules are. And they're actually the same everywhere. Doesn't matter whether you're in the Philippines or in New York City. The rules, the laws of life are the same everywhere. Believe it or not. The way things work, all that shit is the same everywhere. What makes it different is the papered on system that we engage in and think is real because we don't know the real system. This is what they're doing now, layering something else on top of the old system. So clearly this is what they do. So you need to figure out what the rules are for your jurisdiction, the real rules, because that's the only way you're going to be able to beat these people. Otherwise, you can only be consenting because you don't know how to not consent. You get it? Like, that's how it works. Like, they trap us in the system because we don't know how to avoid it. And that's the big crux of the issue. That's why I try to show people the facts and figures. Like, look, this is what's happening. That the third. But people don't, you gotta wake up to that first, because otherwise, it doesn't matter that they're doing it. It's gonna be normal to you, even though you know it's not. Because again, I like to lean on this. How is it that everything that's on behalf of the people never goes well? Doesn't matter what country you're in. That's common. No matter what, it always goes bad when it's supposed to be for the people.
Yeah, and those passing those laws are either exempt or they don't care about the effects. They never get affected by
They're never
the stuff that
impacted by the
hurts
policy that they pass.
the actual people,
Period.
right?
They never get impacted because it's not for them. They're not subjugated to it. You are, because you don't know what you're doing, and that's how they get us all.
But it's sad to see that the people think, well, another election's gonna. Every election, we lose more rights, 100% of the time.
Every time.
So,
because people think that that's doing something. I mean, what they're doing is giving their vote away to somebody else. In fact, that's what's actually happening. Every time people go out there and vote, and they don't know, because they don't know the rules. Once again, they don't realize that when they claim to be a citizen of some jurisdiction, they're waiving their rights to represent themselves. That's really what's going on.
Yep.
Everybody everywhere is doing the same thing. Singapore, Austria, Australia, US, Canada, Argentina, everywhere. That's how the system works. Everywhere.
Yep. Because right now, look at what's going on in America now. 100% of the voters that put Biden in office are losing. And the people that didn't vote for him are already losing as well, along with you. So it's like,
it's like, how is it? Now think about this. What sense does this make, right? How is it that we have to choose and be stuck with somebody that's ineffective no matter what?
Yep.
Everybody everywhere. That's the system. How does that work? But yet you, quote unquote, the people make the determination and elect. How is that true? Clearly that's not true.
Right. And the midterms is going to change that. Not forgetting that the Congress that we have today is the same Congress that we've had for the last 20 plus years.
It's the problem.
So the same guys are going to be put in, oh, look, the Republicans took over everything this time. And guess what's going to happen? The same shit that's been happening. It's nothing. But people think that's, oh, my team's in place now. Okay, and guess what's going to happen to you? Nothing.
What people don't understand is that there's two systems that we're all subjugated to. And if you don't figure out that, you're going to get left behind.
Yep.
That's where we're at now. Because there is nobody to represent you. You have to represent yourself. You don't know that you're being, defrauded, or your fraud's being committed against you, then you're not going to realize it, and you're just going to have fraud committed against you. I mean, that's 1 + 1 is 2.
Yep.
And the system works just like that. Because again, you guys got to think about it, and think about it simply. How is it that everything works against you? Everything. Crypto is the only thing that's out here that could do something for you. Literally. How is that a possibility? How is that a reality? It can't be that everything is stacked against you, the individual, but it is. Why is that? Think about it. It's because you're participating in the wrong system, not realizing that you need to figure out that there's another one out there. Man, everybody's in the same situation and they don't realize it. Everybody.
Incompetence.
Yeah. 100% manufactured consent from birth.
Yep.
And it's been ongoing for 3 generations at a minimum. Oh, wait, isn't a generation 20 years? Let's go with 4.5.
Yeah. It's like when they go to the booth, it's like, I don't like the blue boot of tyranny on my neck. I want the red boot of tyranny on my neck.
Yeah. Mad funny.
Either way, it's tyranny.
It'd be something different if we understood that the folks that were coming in to clean up house for real and like diminish all the fraud, waste, and abuse that the government, as we understand it to be, actually employs. Because what most people don't know is that governments are stood up by men. So the government is supposed to understand us, meaning it's supposed to be under us, the people,
Right.
not above us. And no matter where you look, that's not the case.
Yeah.
So that's wrong. That means it's a breach of contract, and that there's a word for that. There's a way, right, that governments get put in check, and that's when people waking the hell up and realizing that governments are the problem as we know them, because they're not actually governments. They're freaking corporations. Why is it that they're always extracting money from the people? Because they're companies. We gotta pay.
Like while we are talking a bit of politics, I remembered a very good old joke. How do you know if a person is a Republican or a Democrat? You can find it out when they have a running nose. You know how? You know how? Uh,
I can
because
imagine.
Say what it was. Go ahead.
so when they have a runny nose, the Republicans blow and the Democrats suck. So
That's a good one, man.
uh, uh, very old joke, but uh, I don't even want to talk about Indian politics. It's so, I say it's entertaining. For me, it's really entertaining. And by the way, like for like not that it matters, like, but I like Trump as a president. At least he was like the most entertaining president. And
Yeah, he would. Well, you know what's funny?
uh,
People in New York all of a sudden forgot who the fuck he was. It was the craziest thing because, as most of you are probably aware, Trump has always been a public figure, right? Like he's not like new to the limelight. The only thing that changed was that he was then becoming president. But for us New Yorkers, like we're tired of hearing about this dude talking and all. Like he's always been the same person, as far as I know, from what I see
but
on TV. You know what I mean?
yeah, but the most thing I liked about him, uh, with respect to cryptocurrency, I think he understood cryptocurrency very quickly. You
Yeah, I
know
think so.
what his definition of crypto was like? Do you know what, when
I
he
don't know
was
what he defines
asked
it as.
what a Bitcoin is, he put it in the most simplest word. He said like Bitcoin is like air mile air air mileage points without the airline. Now,
That's true. That's true. That's what all of
in
this
a
shit is.
way, but his point was different. Like he wanted to say like there is nothing backing it's all made
Yeah,
up. But
yeah.
that is also from my perspective, he's actually accurate. Like it is like air mile points, but you can use it on any airline or anywhere, and it is just works.
For us, it's gonna be that very soon because our airline points keep growing.
Yep. Hell yeah.
We keep stacking them babies. Look, I personally
And
love the ability to have Hex, that mince me Hedron, that I can then stake for Icosa to make me more Icosa and Hedron. Like,
Hell yeah.
to get me more Hex. To then do it all again. I don't understand what's wrong with people, but they better start reading. Because damn it, you can't get mad at that. Like you don't even gotta borrow. You can just take advantage of the system in a native fashion. So, you know, we got options, yo. We got options, and those options are gonna give us the ability to do things in the future. That's just how it works. So you gotta be forward thinking. It's very hard to do. I understand that. So don't get it wrong. It's not easy, and it takes time. But you gotta want it because if you don't know why you're doing this, then it's not really gonna matter at the end of the day, and the money's ultimately gonna leave your hands because you're not gonna have any purpose for it. It's just one of those weird things about life. It's a paradox. So you gotta really live with intention. The universe, the universe will correct it if not. Figured that shit out the hard way. I mean, look at these Germans and what they're going through right now. I feel sorry for them people because I've been telling them for 20. Like I told you guys, my first duty station was in Germany. So when I got over there, I could tell it was a little way more liberal than the U.S. But I could also see that they overtly trusted their government. Like it was insane to me even back then. And I would tell these people that I was cool with, like, yo, y'all gotta really, work on that because that's not good. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. Like people just don't have this concept of not depending on another motherfucker. It's crazy to me. I don't understand it because I'm from New York City. You can't depend on nobody out here. Everybody out here is trying to get you. Literally. So you can't think like that out here. So for me to run across that frame of mind is insane. But when you look at New York now, it's like, well, how is that true? Well, you got to look at what's happened in New York over the past 20, 30 years. They've made it, and this is what they're doing around the world now. They made it so that it's an unaffordable place to be. The generations of people that have lived here have been strictly oppressed over time. So there's not even any self-respect in most cases for people to even educate themselves. So everybody's falling into this system of despair. That's what happens in most cities. They create these cyclical systems of despair over time. You see it in Chicago. You already saw Detroit get destroyed by it, and now it's all of a sudden supposedly a renaissance again, but I'm sure it's not everywhere, right? So you see these things happening all over, right? How do you avoid that? You damn near can't if you live in the city, but you can kind of live differently than everybody else because it's all really a frame of mind, right? Because if you don't, like I live in New York City, it's crazy over here. You don't hear me complaining and crying and all that. It's just, that's the way it is. Just like people that live in any other city. That's just how it is in that city. But you have to learn how to look outside of that alternate reality. And that's the hardest thing to do if you are born and raised in a city because you don't know anything else. Everything else is fantasy. It's not real. Because a city is like the biggest thing that exists anywhere, right? You don't think of a small town and be like, yeah, I'm going to go there and tear some shit up. Like people always think of small town to city, never the other way around. So it's very difficult, unless somebody has some ties to a small town, then they're from a city, for them to really grasp that. Like I never really thought I would not want to live in New York until I eventually did leave New York and realized what really living is about. Because convenience is what attracts people to their city life. And convenience is a trap. That's the ultimate rat trap.
Yeah. Like even like right now where I'm living, like I don't have to walk more than 5 minutes to get anything I want. Like
anything. That's crazy.
No. And now, like of course, we have Uber and whatnot. Those services apart, and things are working 24/7. Like it is kind of the IT hub here. So
Wow.
so things working 24/7. It's kind of exhilarating, and I love this kind of and the convenience it gives me. But
I think you got scammed. Because the only thing that's not working is your internet.
I think it's maybe because during this time everybody is home and logged on, so there the
No,
network traffic causes the internet to go down. But anyways, uh, only maybe a few months more here, I'll be moving out, so soon. um
Good enough in the
Hopefully.
meanwhile.
Yeah, well enough. And yeah, that's all you get for free. You have to deal with.
how much
Everything
for
else
free Wi-Fi from Jollibee?
you must pay. Oh man. But yeah, I mean, we live in a time when the mass of society lives in a state where they have to be dependent. Like if the stores around me don't got food, I gotta figure it out. That's a reality. If I don't have stuff stored away here in my crib, like I'm gonna be short, and I'm gonna have to figure it out. And it's gonna get and that's a lot of people aren't gonna be as prepared as me. And I live in a city, so you know these are the kinds of things that what happens if food runs out. Because in a city, it's not up to you, and you don't even know who is up to. It's crazy, and that's why
You
that
know,
convenience is kind of a trap. Go ahead, D. My bad.
yes, no, yeah, convenience is kind of a trap, but in general, like from what I
I
have
love it.
read, or
Don't get me wrong.
in, yeah, but the thing is, living in a city is like the best kind of way for the environment, like a strong concentrated population, so like there is sharing of resources,
Yeah,
plus the rest of the land can be kept to have its natural state. uh, Another thing that needs to be done, like conservation of
you know what I don't like about cities. If I could, I would completely redo how cities are done all the way out. Like I would redo how cities are done because they're done wrong, but they're done wrong on purpose anyway. So it's kind of redundant to even talk
no,
about it.
no, yeah, you have kind of hit a point here, like the um currently all cities, especially in the US, are designed for cars
Hmm.
mainly, and mainly because where doesn't all the big money come from? Either cars and the oil and natural gas industry. So
Correct.
they want, uh, and so yeah, cities need to be redesigned to be more walkable
Hmm.
and less car dependent. uh,
100%.
I
There is
There
one,
are a couple
Steve.
of, sorry.
What was that, Frank?
Sorry, there is they're currently planning the. I think it's the line. It's called the line.
Oh
170
no,
kilometer long, 500-meter height, and 20-meter wide or something, or 200-meter wide. It's a new
It's the
city called the
biggest,
line.
the line Neom by in Dubai.
Neom.
It's
Yeah, yeah,
going
yeah,
to
yeah,
be,
yeah. They're currently planning this thing or somewhere in Middle
it's
Eastern.
going to be the biggest scam ever. It's not practical at all. There is this YouTube channel called Adam something. That's
Mm.
his YouTube channel name, Adam something. He has done a great video on it. Like, uh, it's
Yeah,
simply
you
not
should look
feasible, and
into.
it
You sh- I'm sorry. I was gonna say you should look into what happened with their man-made islands too. It didn't really work out the way people thought it was gonna.
yeah. Like
Mm-hmm.
even Dubai itself, like it lacks a proper infrastructure as well.
Yeah,
But uh,
it's nice
like
though, but it ain't all that.
there is a reason, like why we have kind of circular cities, so that transport is, it's stupid, like having a line as a city. Like imagine you have to, the utility you want to use is at the other end of the line. You are traveling unnecessarily. Even with now they are saying they are going to have like a hyperloop under the
Right.
for transport, which itself is a one of the biggest scams. Like, did you guys know? Like, they openly there was an article where they openly stated the reason why they were promoting hyperloop was to make sure that the California high speed railway project got delayed. These are kind of the world is so wrong. It's upside down. We have to fix one thing at a time. Like, I guess
True. First, you
the
fix your
biggest
internet.
yes, coming slowly. I This is good enough. Bigger. So yeah, the starting point should be education. And there is this old slogan that was in was popular in India: each one teach one. So maybe we should start doing that. Just talk about how things are broken, at least in the, if not the financial system.
Yeah, at the moment, like, when I jump on public transport, all I hear is people saying that, they can't buy a home, that they're looking for a place to rent. They're stuck with all these basic stuff. It's like, the game is rigged, like we all already knew anyway.
Yeah, it's hard to realize it though. That's the thing. Like even like for me, what really made it obvious and clear to me that the game was rigged is really when I learned because as a person growing up in New York City that's not white, like it's obvious, right? But you still have these doubts about what you don't know. And the learning Marcus really made it like it solidified it to me. Like, yeah, definitely everything is a fucking scam. Period. Everything. Everything. Literally. And people just from school on to school, all schooling is a scam. Think about what the medical industry does. It doesn't provide, ailments. It provides band-aids in many ways. More so than not. Right? And look at what the financial industry does. Look at what the education system does. So I can keep going, pointing it out, but I think you get the point. Like everything is a scam on purpose. So, it's unlearning what we've learned and relearning what we need to learn, or whatever you want to call it. Like we just got to do a lot of stuff differently, whether we want to or not. It just has to be done differently.
Yeah, Brian from High Impact Flicks calls it the public fool system, not the public school system.
Right. That's one way of putting it.
Oh yeah.
Definitely one way of putting it because it's crazy. And it's. I mean, we can't expect people that only know that much to come to where we're at. Like, unless they're seeking information and they dropped out of school because they realized it was wasting their time, like the odds of that happening are slim to none. Right? So people have to find their own path, their own way. Like you got to go through some pain a lot of times to realize that you got to figure something out. Like everybody's different, everybody isn't the same. Everybody isn't, ready, willing, and able to learn. Some people got to beat their head up a few times to figure it out. So, it's one of those things. All we can do is keep sharing the information, educating people that are ready to be educated, and that's it. That's the best we can do. Oh, interesting.
And
Russian
the
central bank
bare minimum
has the use of Bitcoin and crypto in international trade. This is 2 hours old. I didn't know this. I'm sorry. Go ahead, D.
sorry, yeah, we'll talk, but
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
the bare minimum you can do is share this video please like and subscribe. Do that good stuff. If we get to 1,000 followers, like we can do other cool stuff as well, like community posts on YouTube, etc. I don't think we plan to make this channel monetized anyways. Our videos have so many copyright we usually get copyright strikes. We are not going to get monetized anyways, so please like the video and share the link with your friends and family and make them watch and suffer as well.
Yep,
Yeah.
100%. Make them feel the pain.
Well, sad to say.
Sorry,
Okay?
I don't know him.
I don't know him. I don't know why he's on the channel. Anyway. Nah, just a joke.
Anyways, we have reached the 2 hour mark. We can end it right now, but I don't know. Do you want? We didn't cover our food food talk
Oh, yeah.
show and tell today.
There isn't much though.
Yeah, bear market. We are hungry.
I also saw OPEC is going to cut oil production by 100,000 barrels. So
It's about to get
here we
real.
go. Yep, it's about to get real again.
Mhm. A lot of
The-
businesses are going to be finding themselves in a bad way.
yeah. Anyways, winter is coming. So the thing is that happens around this time. They do usually cut back oil production. Basically, as temperature decreases, the evaporation of oil or gas reduces. So they have to adjust for that as well. So it's a yearly cycle, like seasonal thing that goes on. Uh, but uh, anyways, it's
Insane.
Yep. I was about to. I've got some materials I was meant to make fun of Papa B, but he's not here, so I'm just going to rip on him.
Oh.
So he's an old man pretending to be 14 years old, right? And let's see,
Sounds
what
like
else does
Papa.
he do?
Where the hell is
Yep.
that man with his excuses?
Yeah.
Get to work,
Goes
sir.
And he goes around on the internet scamming people.
You are the two?
Davy?
You didn't see anything.
Jesus.
It's horrible.
Wrecked.
Oh, uber wrecked.
Oh. Yep. I think that's it. We've come to the end. Anything else to add?
Have an amazing week, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
enjoy, everybody.
Pretty much.
Be safe and
long-term
especially
game
be
plans.
prepared.
Yes, sir.
yes.
Yeah.
The crypto winter is here, but after winter there is always going to be a spring and summer coming up. So be prepared for it. Don't worry. Just
Be happy.
be happy. And yeah, regarding tomorrow, I may be joining the Hex Foodies chat, or rather video stream. Hopefully, Davin will allow me because I was there last week. I don't know whether it was appreciated, but anyways, I will try to sneak in. Anyways, good. Thank you for listening. Good night, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Thank Thank you.
Yeah.
Bang bang.
Peace.
Peace.
Thank you. See you guys.
See you again next week. Oops, wrong one. That one.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 18, 19, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 1.